Dear student, now we are going to discuss the importance of communication. Here, communication is an integral part of the whole management process. Yes, as management, it is an art of getting the work done through the efforts of other peoples. Because the communication will improve the organizational structures, because it will be motivating to the every employees in the particular manners. It is the communication, it keeps the people working according to the desires of the management. So the communication is the lifeblood of business activities. Without the communication, the business will not grow. So the every businessman needs a good communications. So it is an essential for effective internal as well as the external communications. So in the absence of effective communication, no business can run effectively and efficiently. So every business organization needs a good communications. Understood? So it is, in fact, it is considered to be the foundations of all group activities. The management has to perform a various management functions such as giving instructions or orders, allocating duties and responsibilities, approving work and recognizing performances, explaining aims and objectives, plans and policies of the enterprises, and securing effective cooperations from the subordinates, and all this possible only through the proper communications. So without this communication, they can't get good proper works in the organizations. So there are number of importances in the communications. Number one is smooth and unrestricted working and quick decisions and implementations, proper coordination and understanding, maximum production, democratic managements, effective internal communication, effective and efficient management of modern complex of business, communications with the outside world. So these are all the very important of importances of communications. In the way of, first of all, smooth and unrestricted working. When there is a good communications between the organizations, so in that particular places the working condition is very smooth and unrestricted to the employees. So here the effective communication facilitates a smooth and unrestricted working of the enterprises. It is through the good communication that orders and instructions flow from the management to the subordinates. That means the orders and the instructions from top to the bottoms. So it will be suggestions and reports flow from the subordinates to the management. That means the orders will be passed from the top to the bottom or upwards to the downwards. The request will be passed through the lower level to higher levels. So when the good communication is between the higher level and the lower level, the working condition will be very unrestricted and very smoothly in the business organization. The second one is quick decisions and implementations. You know about the decision, the higher authorities will be taken a very good decision for the organization, and they want to implementing every situation and every organization. So the effective and the good communication will helps to the taken a good decision and the implementations. So here the effective communication is absolutely essential because of the plans and policies of the management are put into actions by the subordinates quickly and systematically. So the communication is the basis of directions and the leadership to the every persons of the organization. The next one is proper coordination and understanding. Coordination and understanding between the worker is very essential for a good working conditions. Without the coordination and understanding by the workers, the production will be very less in the organization. So they need a good coordination and the understanding. It will be implementation through the good communication. So the coordination is the essential of effective management, but coordination can be achieved only through the communication. Effective communication brings about mutual understanding between the superiors and the subordinates. The fosters the spirits of cooperations and understanding between them is downward and upward and horizontal communication is necessary for the transmission and interpretations and adoptions of the policies. So here also the communication is very important to the every levels of the organizations. The next one is maximum production. Every management aims at achieving maximum production, because when the organizations are sell the products in the markets, if the sellings are increases, the management will get much more profits. Then also the goodwill will be changes. So they need to improve the productions. How we are maximizing the production? So the effective communication enables the management to achieve these aims. The communication with the subordinates helps the management to know the problems and difficulties and grievances of the subordinates and enables the management to avoid any sort of conflicts that may take places due to the misunderstanding or mispresentations due to communication gaps. So when the good communication is there in the between the employees, there is no misunderstanding and misinterpretations between the employees. The good communication will be improve the coordination and cooperation between the employees. Then the employees are working with a confident and zeal and happily working in that particular organization. Then the production will be very improved. The next point is democratic management. Communication helps in securing the participation of the subordinates in decision making and planning and general administration. The participation of subordinates gives an opportunity to forth their suggestions, problems and grievances and get proper solution to them. So this system of communication gives a democratic characteristic to the management and it builds up the morale of the subordinates. The next point is effective internal communications. Yes, the high level of communication or the good effective internal communication is quite essential in modern days, because the the vast growth of the business concern in modern days, the size of the business houses has become so large. They are now only national, also international or multinationals. So the effective communication will be improving the business through the national and the international levels. So it is very important to the every organizations. Next one is effective and efficient management of modern complex business. Yes, modern business has become extremely complex and complicated because the functioning of various different departments such as specialization, planning, productions, sales, warehouses advertising, financing, accounts, auditing, and establishments, and welfare. These are all the close and timely effective communications, and it become a necessities to the every organization. So the good communication will be improving these departments. At last, communication with the outside world. The effective and efficient communication with the outsiders such as government agencies and departments, distributors, suppliers, individual customers, and other is absolutely essential for running the business successfully. So not only for the inside the organization, the outside the organization, that is the government, suppliers and vendors, banking sectors, so government and private sectors, and the outside the countries of the organizations also take the good communication between the nationwide organization for improving their business. So the communication is very important to the every stages of the organizations. Process of communication. The process of communication refers to the transmission or passage of information or message from the sender through a selected channel to the receiver and overcoming barriers that affect its places. So the process involves the interchanges of ideas and the wave points and the messages and information between the persons. It placed with the different positions in the organization for achieving mutual understanding. The communication process starts from the sender or the communicator and ends when the receiver receives and acts on the informations. So here the process of communication means the one persons are sending the messages through a different channels. It will be starts from the senders, those the communicators starts the communications, or they they want to exchange their ideas or exchange their informations or exchange their meaningful messages to the another persons. So it will be starts from the sender, those who given the ideas, and it will be ends when the receivers are receiving the messages or the ideas. So that is the communication process, the process through a different channels. So that is called as the process of communications, and it will be completed through the different channel, different elements or the channels. So they are a communicator, encodings, messages, media or channel, receiver, decoding, understanding, and feedback. This is the channels or the elements of the communication. The process of communication is a cyclic one, as it begins with the sender. Yes, as I told in the beginning, the communication will be starts from the sender and ends with the sender in the form of feedback when the receivers are receiving the messages or information. Finally he is feedback to the senders, then it will be ends or the completed, and it takes places upward, downward, and literally throughout the organization. Yes, the communication will be from upward to downwards or downward to upwards or horizontally or vertically, and also in the diagonally it will be through, it will be passing the ideas. Upward to downward means the higher authority will be passing the communication to the downwards, like a order will be passed from higher to downward, and the downward communication and the upward communication, no? So the lower level authority will be send the request to the higher level authorities. In the same way, diagonal, a different departmental employees are communicate each others. So that is called as different, so diagonal communications. Here the communication process consists of a certain steps where each steps constitutes the essentials of an effective communications. What are the steps? See the pictures. Communication process. The first of all, a noise. Noise means a sound. How the communication will be passes through the different channels. The channels of the communications are sender, message, encoding, channel, receiver, decoding, and feedback. So this is the communication process or the elements of the communications. Let us we are discussing a one by one communication channels. So first of all, sender or communicator. The very foundations of communication process is laid by the person who transmits or sends the messages. He is the sender of the message, which may be a thought, ideas, a picture, symbol, report, or an order, and posters and gestures, even a momentary smiles. So in an organization, any persons may be a communicator. He may be a manager, a subordinate, a departmental head, or an outsider. Communication may be between the managers or between manager and his subordinates, or between departmental heads, or between a manager and subordinates. For example, clients and customers. Dear students, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಡರ್, ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟರ್, ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಸೊ ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೆಂಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದ ಸೆಂಡರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಹೈಯರ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಲೋ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೋವರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಹಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡರ್ಸ್, ಯಾರೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೆಂಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅವನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್, ಅ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಥ್ರೂಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಥ್ರೂಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಸೆಂಡರ್. ಯಾವ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೆಂಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್. Message is referred to as the information conveyed by words, as in speech and write-ups, signs, pictures, or symbols, and depending upon the situations and the nature and importances of informations desired to be sent. Message is the heart of communication. It is the content the sender wants to convey to the receivers. It can be verbal, both written and spoken, or non-verbal, that is pictorial or symbolic. So here the message is very important. Message is the subject matters of communication. So without the messages we can't take on the communications. ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನು ನಾವು ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. It is what the communicator want to communicate. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅದು ಏನ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಏನ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನ ಶೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. And the form of the message were verbal or non-verbal. It is depending of the purpose of the communication. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ verbal ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ವರ್ಬಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. That means writing or orals. ನಾವು through the ಓರಲ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ದ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಂಗ್ರಿ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಸುವಾದಾಗ ಫುಡ್ಗಳು ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಫುಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫುಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್. ಗಿವ್ ಮೀ ಅ ಫುಡ್, ಆರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ plate meals or a food. That is one of the messages, right? So this is called as a messages in the communication. So next one is encoding. Encoding is putting the targeted messages into appropriate medium, which may be verbal or non-verbal depending upon the situation, time, space and nature of the message to be sent. The sender puts the message into a series of symbols and pictures or words which will be communicated to the intended receivers. So here the communicator's message is translated into a common languages such as word, symbol or some other form reflecting his ideas and feelings, mental perceptions, etc. When the messages are created, how we are passing that messages through the symbols or pictures or the words. ನಾವು ಏನು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಎನ್ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವೊಂದು ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ, ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಗೆಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎನ್ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್. Channels refers to the way or mode the message flows or is transmitted through. The message is transmitted over a channel that links the sender with the receivers. The message may be oral or written and it may be transmitted through a memorandum. A computer, telephone, cell phone and different type of the apps or televisions. So that is one of the media. Here the channel means how we are sending the messages or what the medias we are utilization for sending the messages. ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಮೀಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೇವೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಟ್ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ carrier or channels through which the messages is communicated. ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಮುಖಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. It is a link between the communicator and the receivers. Yes, when the communicators are send the messages to the receivers, how we are sending that messages. So it is the link between the communicators and the receivers. The various media through which message is communicated or telephone. Yes, we are utilizing the messages through the send the messages through the telephone and face-to-face communication and group meetings, policy statements and memorandums, computers, production schedules and etc. So these are all the different type of the apps also we are utilizing for the sending the messages to the one person to the another person. Okay. Receiver is the person or group who the message is meant for. He may be a listener, a reader, or a viewer. Any negligence on the part of the receiver may make the communication effective. The receiver needs to comprehend the message sent in the best possible manner such that true intended of the communication is attained. The person or a group of person who receives the messages is called as the receivers. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪು, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪು ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ರಿಸೀವರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. The communications invariably involves at least two persons or two groups of persons. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ಗಳು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಎರಡು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. The communicators should consider the positions of the receiver, his decoding ability and his understanding capacity of the messages being transmitted. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ he must be understand the receivers. That means he must have the decoding facilities for receiving the messages. Then only he is receiving the messages. ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಎಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಹವರುಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಆಗ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳು ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ receivers, those who are receiving the messages. So two or more person or the group of the peoples are receiving the messages. Next one is decoding. Decoding refers to interpreting or converting the sent messages into intelligible languages. So decoding means downwards, when the senders are sending the messages to the receivers. So in that situation the receiver must be decoding that particular messages. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಇವರ ಒಂದು ಮೀಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಬೈ ವಿಚ್ ದ ರಿಸೀವರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್. ಎಸ್, those who are receivers in that particular communications, they must be translate the messages what the senders are sending the messages into the particular language which he can understand fully well. So the decoding is very important for clearly understand the messages. Without the decoding they can't understand the messages because it will be downward for the particular languages. ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಡರ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುವ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಡಿಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. The next one is feedback. Feedback is the ultimate aspect of communication process. If the communication is to be effective, it should contain an element of actions, reactions, responses or feedback. The one-way communication is not have any feedback, but a two-way communication requires feedback. The feedback enables the communicator to know whether or not his messages has been understood by the receiver in the right perspective. Feedback may be direct or indirect. Direct feedback may take places in the form of face-to-face verbal exchange between the receiver and the communicators. So here the feedback means one who feedback for the or one who receiving the messages, they are feedback the messages to the senders. Those who are receiving the messages, if they are understanding that particular messages, they can feedback to the senders. So the one-way communication is not having the feedback system, but the two-way communication, that means the sender and the receiver are there, they are only feedback, the feedback option is there. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪುನಃ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾವ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳು ರಿಸೀವರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ವೇ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗಳು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಟೂ ವೇ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗಳು ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದು ಓರಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಬಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫೇಸ್ ಟು ಫೇಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಟೋಟಲಿ ದ ಸೆಂಡರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್, ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ರಿಸೀವರ್. Receiver, those receiver is understanding the messages, then only the receiver can feedback to the senders. ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಕಳಿಸಿರುವಂಥ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳು ರಿಸೀವರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಸೆಂಡರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. At last, noise. Noise is an unwanted signal which interferes with the original message's signals and corrupts the parameters of the message signals. So noise means unwanted signals, the disturbances. When the communication is between the two persons, some noises are a disturbance to these two people, like channels, medias, or feedback systems, or the different type of the messages are also distribution to the unwanted signals will be disturbances to these two communicators. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಯ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇಬ್ಬರು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ಗಳು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ಗಳು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮೀಡಿಯಾಗಳು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನಾಯ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ಗಳಿಗಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ process of communication. So the communication will be starts from the communicator, and then it is encoding and messages will be passed through the channels, and the receiver will be receiving the messages, then he is decoding the messages and he is understanding. After that he is feedback to the senders. So these are all the process of communications. Okay.